Hi, all. Hi. So in the last couple of sessions, we saw about Google conversion ads, right? And so we saw how to, how to basically use conversion actions and then accordingly do the conversion ads. And then in the last session, so to say, in last class, we saw how to read the, reports for Google for conversions, basically. Now we come to a very important topic, which is remarketing. So remarketing is a very important concept, which is used in display ads. So what is remarketing, first of all? So basically, remarketing is a way to re-engage or connect with your audience who would have visited your website or your app, before. So it's basically a way to reconnect or re-engage, all these people on all these people who would have visited your website or your app before, and then basically again target them whenever they are in other Google browsers and the Google partner websites, so to say. So, for example, if I go visit what do you say an e-commerce platform, and I was looking into all the products, different products, and then after selecting those products, I added them to the cart. But I abandoned the cart and came out of the website, right? So I didn't buy anything, but I abandoned the cart and just came out of the website. So what I did basically was that I left my mark on the website, even though I didn't buy anything, but I left my mark on the website in the form of cookies, right? And whenever I would visit some other websites, that is the Google partner websites or Google, browsers, so to say, for example, then what will happen is that that website wherein I had gone before, that e-commerce website, they can re-engage me, retarget me, so to say, and then accordingly, I will be shown those ads basically on those other websites that I would have been visiting later. So that's how it works. Let me now show you how to create a remarketing list, basically. Basically, what remarketing all about, and then also see how remarketing lists are created, right? Okay, so let me jump on to my Google Ads. Okay, it's already open. Okay. So what happens? I, as usual, have to click on Tools and Settings. And then what I have to do is that under Shared Library that you can see here, I have to click on Audience Manager. Okay. So here you can see these are the remarketing lists that I have already created, as you can see. This is already automatically created by Google itself, so these are the website visitors automatically created by Google, so to say. And at times if you have got a new website, so obviously your size might be quite small. So these are all the visitors which are automatically created by Google, basically. So these are the one that I have created before, as you can see. Right? Yeah. Now, okay. Now, how to first? Now, let us first go to audience sources, and I'll show you as to how to create a remarketing tag first of all. Because to have a remarketing list, first you need to create a remarketing tag, which is actually very easy. Now, I can use different modes and different ways. So if you when you click on this Google Ads tag, and when you click, and now I already have a tag there, so I don't have to do it again. But for you, I'll just show it to you. So this is already active. My Google Ads remarketing tag is already active. But if I have to set up a tag, then what I have to do is that I did different options. If I can install it myself, okay, what I can do is that I can email this tag to a developer. I mean, your work as a marketing manager is of course not to play the role of a developer. So you can email this tag to your developer, so to say, and he can do that, or you can use what is called a Google Tag Manager. But let us install it ourselves. Okay, so when I do this, as you can see, global site So basically nothing, you have to do nothing, you only have to install the global site tag. So you just copy this, you have to copy the entire thing, okay, and then paste it behind the website. Now I'm not going to show it here, because if you remember, we had already, now once you have like I told you while doing our conversion ads, there I had already created my if you remember well, I'm sure you are, because it's just a session back. In the session back, in one session back, when we are doing the Google conversion ads, what was required was that I first needed to install the global site tag, which I already did. So once you install the global site tag, which is actually unique, and so you don't have to keep on doing it. So once you install a global site tag, it's done. But in case you have not installed a global site tag, you have to copy paste it and then do it. So once you do that, then your work is done basically, right? So in my case, like I already showed you in the last class, I have already installed my global site tag. So because I have already installed my global site tag, I don't need to do this again. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the audience list. Okay. So like I showed you, these are my remarketing list that I already had created. Now how to create a remarketing list? The different types of remarketing list that you can have. Now, this is the remarketing list for the website visitors. Okay. Now, for example, I do this as a test. I just name it as test audience. Okay. And then visitors. There are different ways. Now I can have a visitors or a page. I can click. I can paste the URL. For example, if I have to do it um, for example, I'm just saying. This is actually not the account. Just okay, let me check this. Okay, now if I have to, for example, if I have to do this, then I just need to click this. Okay, and now if I want visitors who would have come on this page, plus if I put a condition that he also apart from this, he also has to come to this page, for example. Okay, so basically I put a criteria wherein I want to retarget audience, wherein he basically comes on two pages, and then only he qualifies as my remarketing audience list. Okay, so I put this. Okay, so this becomes one of my this thing list. Okay, then pre-fill list pre-fill list with people for the last 30 days. So anybody who would have come to my list would be my audience. For example, Google. So here it says Google Ads can pre-fill your list with people who have interacted with your business within the last 30 days, or you can start with an empty list. So there are two options basically. Either I have the list in which I have people who was there in the last 30 days, or I can start with the empty list. Okay, but I'll go with this. Okay. And then membership duration is basically for how long do you want that audience to stay in your list. Okay, there are different options, there are different ways. Maximum is 540 days. Now for example, if see, obviously, you want to target the people who are fresh audience, right? For example, you don't want to target me. You don't want to target a person who would have come 6 months back, and then you want to retarget him, right? You want to target some person who would have added something in your cart but didn't buy, right? You want that kind of a hot customer, right? Who is really I mean, strong in your funnel, right? So ideally, in an e-commerce platform, for example, lesser the number of days, better it is, right? Because you want to target them as soon as possible, right? So ideally, if for an e-commerce platform, I would choose maybe 15 days. Anybody who would have, sorry, who would have so basically I want a fresh audience, correct? So I don't, so the membership should be in terms of 15 days in this case. Maximum is 540 days. So 540 days, but again, it's 540 days is something that it will be too old, right? There might be cases wherein I have come to your e-commerce platform today, and then and you still keep me in your list, and then you retarget me after say 530 days. Does it make sense? No, I mean during that 530 days, so many other things could have happened to me, right? So I might lose interest in the product that I would have added to the cart. I would have, I would have, or maybe I would have by that time sold on to some other e-commerce platform in terms of my interest, right? So after this, what I do is that I create an audience. So as you can see, test audience, it's populating. Now it might take time. Now it will take time, and so maybe when tomorrow I come in, I'll see this list, right? So it's doing its own work, right? And now important to know as to how to use this list. Okay. Now this is for typically for a display campaign, right? So what I do is that I go how to use this remarketing audience basically. Now I do a new campaign. Okay. This is obviously not for a search campaign because I want to remarket. This is a remarketing list, right? So it's going to be for a display campaign. Okay. So for example, say for example, just for example, I'm not going to show you again how to do a campaign because we have already seen that, right? So here I click display, and then what I do is that, for example, okay, continue. Okay. So let the campaign name be website traffic display ad. Okay, I just take out this 3 display ad, and let me. This is just for illustration's sake, so I'm not going to go deep into it. Location is India, language is English, and Kannada is already selected. Um, say conversion again, let it be like that. I'm not going to. Okay, fine. Just for what do you say? Just for the decorum sake, let me click maximize clicks, for example. Okay, budget is say 500 rupees. Okay, now this is where my thing starts. So what I do now, we already saw in terms of affinity audience and market audience how we can select them. But in this case, this is about remarketing. So what I do is that this, of course, I can anyway select. This also I can select that we already saw how to what is the in affinity affinity audience and in market audience. But currently, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to select my remarketing audience that it's already there. Okay. So these are these lists that I already have. Okay. Test audience that I just created now, but it's still populating. I mean, using them will not suffice. But say tomorrow or day after tomorrow when I come back, I can definitely use this test audience. Now, for example, here uh, I've already got a tennis 25 to 34 age, you know, remarketing list. Or maybe I can select this audience, that I had created. Okay, and yes, after that you basically do it as a normal campaign. So basically, you have to your remarketing list it comes in a targeting option. in the audience section, right? And there you just click on browse, and then it gives you the option of remarketing audience, and then you accordingly select the audience list, the remarketing audience list that you want to choose. So you can of course create a number of remarketing lists, right? You can create your YouTube remarketing list also. For example, so basically this list is, say for example, you also have a YouTube channel, right? That is linked to your account here, for example, right? So the people who would have gone to your YouTube channel, those people also you can target in terms of remarketing or re-engaging them, right? Yes, so that's about it in terms of remarketing. It's a very important segment in terms of re-engaging with people who would have come to your website or your app at some point in time, and then basically you're retargeting them whenever they go to some different Google partner websites or Google browser sources. Right? Okay, thanks a lot again.